Alrighty, here we should be getting started in round 2. Hopefully things will go a little bit better for us. Got pretty well rolled over in round 1. Opponent had a very good deck. Ours is probably mediocre. I mean, I didn't really see a lot of ways to jump anywhere, and I felt like I took the best cards that I had access to, but who knows? I could be wrong. So this is hang on a second, let's see what our opponent has to say. I tend to not do a whole lot of chatting on when I'm playing games like this, but if somebody says something nice to me, I'll respond and be nice as well. So here we're gonna keep. We do need to draw some land. Eventually draw a green maybe, but we have a turn 2 play, and if we draw any land, both our all of our other spells, except for the Might of the Masses, actually turn comes online. So gonna go ahead and keep this, and we will see what happens. Definitely don't want to be casting. Won't be able to cast that guy anytime soon, so that's unfortunate that we drew that instead of drawing a land to help us get to casting him. But that's alright, we'll draw a land in the next turn or two. Funny story is that Dragon Fodder is really great against our Screeching Scab. Seems like everybody is geared their deck to beat ours exclusively, so. Forest and an Empath. Would have liked to have that Forest, but we already had the Mage Ring Responder, so Empath doesn't do us quite as much good. Definitely not going to block any of the goblins. Depending on what our opponent has in hand, I might have actually kept a goblin, attacked with one goblin, and kept another goblin back. That's another way they could have done it, just to make it so that I can't block, but then I also can't attack, and you still get it for 1 damage. You get ahead rather than staying even. But who knows? I mean, again, that's all speculative. It always depends on what the people have in hand, like the Blazing Hellhound, which is pretty awesome. I do get to attack into that with the Water Courser, which is very nice. Founding Crisis hopefully will eventually be good for us. I'm going to go ahead and attack in with the Water Courser. If he doesn't block, we're actually going to anchor the Ether, the Blazing Hellhound, so he has to draw it again. And we get a scry off of it, so hopefully we can scry to a land. Which we will put on top, even though it's not a green source. This is what I was kind of afraid of with going with so many islands, but it is what happens sometimes. Again. Unfortunately, claustrophobiaing the Blazing Hellhound doesn't help us all that much. I mean, maybe I do claustrophobia and get in for 5. I mean, I don't have any way to kill it, and rather than having him be able to attack in, let's go ahead and do that. He may sacrifice a goblin to do 1 damage to the Screeching Scab. I do have to be careful to not pump the Water Courser too high or too low with the Blazing Hellhound, because he can do 1 damage at instant speed to anything. So I do have to be somewhat mindful of that. Yep. we just need to draw a green source. So we can start getting some of these other things online. Bounding Crisis with Water Courser to untap and block is really nice. So that'll be really good for us. That guy's also really good. Again, I can attack into him, but not with the 1 mana open, unfortunately. So that's really, really unfortunate for us. Kind of frustrating that that's kind of how the decks are lining up against us. More blue mana, also awesome. We're gonna get all of our blue mana and not get any of our green, unfortunately. Again, you know, it happens. No, we're gonna lose our board completely. At least he can't pump him up. I mean, that's always a good thing. You know, he has obviously the perfect setup though to go, you know, 4 or 5, and then your 5, 6 mana where you do the active trees and then need extra mana to do stuff. We've not been able to play again half of our spells that we've drawn, and that's just kind of how it goes. Especially when you end up with variants that does not like you. So we're gonna have to trade this off for the Despoiler of Souls, unfortunately. Actually, yeah, and so we're just dead. You know, again, it's just not being able to play 4 of our spells in our hand. Opponent was able to play everything. Obviously just the 1 card left, so generally the people in Magic who can play more spells generally do tend to win. It's pro tip of the day. So we're going to go to sideboard. The 2-1 doesn't seem very good. Other 2-1s don't seem very good, but I don't have much of an option to take up the Screeching Scabs. Bone to Ash may be another possibility where I could take out the Empaths. I could go very top heavy and put an Elemental Bond and play Deep Sea Terror and Vassal Gorger, but with Active Treason, that seems like a really bad idea. So, we're just gonna go ahead and try that and see what happens. I could do the Guardians of Meletus. It's not a great thing for him to steal and sack. Maybe we try that instead of like Water Courser. Well, we'll see what happens. Of course, I'd like to play first. And I can't. I don't really know what to do with variants in this game anymore. I know this is probably a really bad keep, but we won't draw any more land, right? Right? So we'll see what happens. Hey, at the very least, we're not color screwed this time. I mean, that's always a good thing, right? No dragon fodder this time, so that's awesome. So we can play our Hitchclaw Recluse and sit back behind that. It's a good blocker. Bounding Crisis is also very, very good. He won't be attacking in with anything, so we're gonna go ahead and play the Recluse this time. If he attacks in with something next turn, then we can play the Bounding Crisis. Like the Boggart Brute is actually pretty awesome. I won't attack into it, but Hopefully he'll think that we just have disperse. Which we do, but definitely going to be able to double block, which will be pretty sweet. I mean, they'll just trade, but still. It's better than taking 3 to the face. Look at that guy. He's a fish lizard. I don't understand how the Hitchclaw recluse is able to climb trees. What is it going to do with those curved talon things? How does that even work? I'm so confused. So he's going to lightning javelin me. Interesting. I'm actually okay with that. Too bad I can't disperse myself to get myself out of the way and then recast myself so I don't take 3 damage, but magic does not work that way, unfortunately. And he does skip his attack, which is... I'm okay with that, so I'm just going to play the bounding increases. No. That is really, really silly of me. I could have tapped his Boggart Brute and attacked in. Again, learning magic and understanding. I thought it was, I don't know what I was thinking. I thought you usually just use it to untap stuff. So, that was very silly of me. I'm going to attack with the bounding crisis, though. If he wants to block and trade, that was the idea of what I was going to use it for anyways, so we will accept that. And that is just fine. Because next turn we can play the Foundry of the Consoles. Go ahead and make some Thopters. I just hope at some point we stop drawing lands. I don't know. I mean, we have 17 lands in the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've drawn over half of them already. So that's, you know, pretty awesome. I don't have no idea what my opponent is doing. Maybe he's just got all removal spells and doesn't want to waste it on a Hitchclaw recluse, which I can't really blame him. So, another aggressive draw. You know, no lands, but now we're getting the defenders. So, pretty happy about that. Go ahead and attack in. At the very least, you know, I'm not playing creatures that he wants to really take with active treason. Debating if I want to disperse the Hitchclaw recluse. No, we want to make our flyers. Because then we can just play the Guardians, leave up Disperse, and have a good blocker. Ooh, actually, I forgot. He has Menace. So, yeah, we'll still play. Actually, no, we're gonna play the Disciple this turn instead. The Guardians. And we'll play Guardians next turn. I mean, opponent's got to have all action in his hand. Yep. And like I said, either all action or all removal. There really wasn't. Probably should have saved the Disciple, but excited about the more land thing. Definitely couldn't ask for anything more than that, because that's just how we roll today. I definitely should have saved the Disciple, because then I could have cast the Guardians and the Disciple this turn. But hopefully we'll find another good target for it. Without having another blocker though, the Gilly Winnower is just going to run over us. Our opponent doesn't have to even play anything else. Even if I leave back the Thopters, you know, I can't block it enough to kill it. So I don't want to disperse that target, obviously, because then it'll drop it and kill the Meletus just by casting it again. So just in a bad spot, pretty much all the way around. Again, it's been the theme of the day. Definitely don't want to disperse that either. So we're just gonna take our beating, like, you know, it's happening. I'm okay with the Vassal Gorger. Maybe, just maybe, our opponent has gone through all of his removal spells, and we have, you know, nothing left in his hand that's gonna kill our stuff. Probably not, but maybe. Alright. We do have to disperse this time, so we do have a chance to save our guy. Yep. We're gonna go ahead and disperse that. I mean, the thing is though is that this is still killing us because we have no way of blocking the Gilly Winnower. So next turn, I have to not attack with the Thopter, just so I can leave back 2 creatures to block the Winnower, so we don't die. Not real thrilled about that prospect, but it is, you know, what we must do. And what I'll probably do, I mean, if our creatures stay down, oh, that's awesome. Oh man. So, opponent had all the answers. Again, just not meshing up well today, unfortunately. Everybody has had so far great decks, and ours has been even more below mediocre than I was expecting. So, it looks like even somebody might have dropped out, so we may get a win in round 3 unless somebody else doesn't drop. So I will see you in round 3. Even if we win by the bye, I'll pop in and let you know what happened with it. So I'll see you guys in round 3, whatever it ends up being.